Some of you don't know my story. And all of us have a story to tell. And I always tell people that if you tell your story to enough people, somebody's going to hear you. Somebody's going to listen. Somebody's going to pay attention. Somebody's going to want to know more. Somebody's going to want to get more information. So you want to continue to tell your story. You want to continue to work and have some sort of marketing tool. I mean, we have some great marketing tools that I'm going to be showing you guys this evening in our back office. Well, when I first came in this company, ladies and gentlemen, we didn't have any marketing tools. So I created some marketing tools. I made some letters, okay, that I created, and I was mailing out the letters. I want you guys to think about this. Do you guys get stuff in the mail all the time? Absolutely. Do you ever mail your bills in? You ever make a credit card payment? Guess what? Somebody's got to open that envelope.
Mm-hmm.
Don't they always mail you something,
Mm-hmm.
right? When they're marketing, advertising, they always mail you something that they want you to look at. Well, guess what? If you're going to pay a credit card bill, put a business card in there.
Mm-hmm.
Put a little, remember those little pink things that you used to, when you worked in the office, you used to leave off the office and you come back in and somebody will have this little pink thing, that would be sitting on your desk telling you that somebody called and want you to call them. Folks, when I was in the insurance business, I used to mail those little pink things to people, okay? Knowing they didn't come in the office, but it was just a way to get people to call me, okay? Get people to be able to go, what is this? If you do something that's different, it's going to catch somebody's attention, okay? So never be afraid to do something different, because what are you doing? You're just reaching out. You're just touching bases. You're just going out there and just sharing the information. Is there anything wrong with that? Nope. I remember when I started my insurance business a long time ago, we didn't have any leads. I didn't know what leads were. We didn't have the internet. And I remember that I used to go to the grocery store because I was the kind of person, I was always by myself, wasn't really that type of person to go out there and meet and greet people because there was no reason for me to do that. But I used to go to the grocery store, put some canned goods in a cart, and act like I was shopping for groceries just to meet somebody. And if I saw a lady who was, there with her child, getting groceries, I would strike up a conversation with her. And you know that life insurance is a very negative subject because you're talking about dying. Nobody wants to talk about that. So I would do the reverse approach. I would talk about, do you have a college fund for your child? Do you have a retirement program? Do you have a emergency savings? And I would get people's names and phone numbers, and I would call them and set up an appointment and go talk to them about the insurance and be able to. And that's how I started my insurance business. So why am I saying all this to you guys right now? Because I want you guys to do this. Make up some flyers, make up some sort of pamphlet, something you can hand out, something that you can hand out, because when you're out and about and you're meeting and greeting with people and you're trying to build your business, you definitely want to have something that you can send or hand to somebody when you're talking to them. Okay. And I used to ask people, when I was doing the insurance, hey, let me get your name and number. And then I would say, I would hand them my business card first. And I would say, let me get your name and number in case you lose that. I can get back in contact with you. And I would get their name and number, and I would call them and set up an appointment. So while you're out and about every day, every weekend, meeting and greeting, you want to make sure that you have something that you can hand to somebody regarding this incredible technology. Okay, it's going to help your business to grow, and so that's what you basically really want to do. Last week I talked about, for the past couple of weeks, I talked about, and I hope you guys did this. I had talked about calling your answering service and listening to your message. Why? Because if you're handing out flyers, business cards, postcards, or whatever tools that you have that you're handing out to get people to look at the technology, what if they call you and you don't answer the phone? It's going to go to voicemail. How does your voicemail sound? If you haven't done that, I want you to make sure that you do that. I want you to call your answering service and I want you to listen to it. Okay? I want you to specialize in knowing how to do three ways. Because why? You might have to three-way somebody into somebody to maybe answer some questions or to hear their testimonies or overcome objections. So you want to master. I've talked to some people sometimes and they say, Alexander, I don't know how to use my three-way. Well, you, you know, you want to learn how to use your three-way, okay, because you never know. You might have to three-way somebody into the corporate update calls on Saturdays and Mondays. You just never know. So I want to make sure that you guys have the proper tools that you have. And I'm going to show you guys something this evening, so some tools that's in your back office. The other thing that I mentioned last week, I mentioned about me having a surprise for you guys this week. The company that I'm working with could not get everything put together, so I'm going to extend it till next week. And I know that they're still working on something, but I've got something that is absolutely very, very professional. And I want to make sure that it's right, because when I present it to you, want you guys to see the full effect of what this technology can do for you and for your business. Okay, so hopefully I can have that done for you guys by next week. Let me go ahead and check and see if my co-host has stepped in. Let me look and see if she's here. And I want to thank all of you guys that are constantly getting on every single week, showing up and being a part of this information and learning this information. You know, I've got this, I'm with this company and I advertise the Morimido on this company's website, because you can advertise, you know, different websites on there. And I have the Morimido on there. And I have a capture page that I use that takes them to what's called a landing page. And this gentleman has filled out the capture page. And of course, when he filled it out, the system sends me an email.
Hello.
Gives me the person's name, phone number, as well as their email address. So who filled it out? Hang on, guys. Let me go ahead and meet this person. Hang on. Okay, excellent. Thank you. And so I called the gentleman, right? Come to find out, he saw the technology, and he says, "Yeah, I'm familiar with the company." He said, "I've ordered the technology years ago." So when he said years ago, that told me what? That he still wasn't ordering the technology. And I said, "Well, sir, what kind of challenges are you having?" And he mentioned to me what he was having. And I said, "Well, how long has it been since you ordered the technology?" He said, "Oh, about a year and a half." And I said, "When you were ordering it, how many times did you place an order?" He said, "2 times." So I knew within a 2 time of him ordering the technology that it probably really wasn't going to fix what he wanted to fix at 100%. Okay? But I explained to him how he had the opportunity to be able to get the technology for free. Every single one of you that's on this Zoom right now have the opportunity to get the technology for free. Okay? All you have to do is share it. Okay? You guys know that it's free to join, but at the same time, there's no major requirements for you to be on a monthly auto ship, but we can show you how to get the technology for free. How can I say that with 100% confidence? Because I've been in this company for 2 years. And I have, out of the 2-year period that I've been in the company, I have never reached in my pocket and pulled out my debit card, my credit card, and placed an order. Because I've made enough money in my back office to cover my my order every single month. Okay, and we can actually show you how to do that as well, especially with the tools that we have. And I'm going to show you some stuff this evening to help you do that as well. Okay, so everybody, thank you so much. Get your technology, apply it, put it on your eyes, eyebrows, eyelids, put it on while we go through this presentation. So let me go ahead and resume everything. Hang on. Excellent. So when I took a look at Morimido, I heard about this company probably 3 years ago, but the first person that told me never followed back up. What if they would have? What if they would have called me and said, "Hey, Alexander, did you listen to the information?" Folks, when I heard this program 3 years ago, I didn't know anything about a conference call. I didn't know anything about any testimonies. The person just sent me a link. I clicked on it. I went to the website. I said, "What is this?" No one ever called me. You know, you always hear people say the fortune is in the follow-up, and it's true. But you have to know how to follow up with people. Because I'm going to tell you something. If you talk to someone about a program, on an opportunity and you don't get back with them within a 2 week or a week period, they're going to think your program is not good. Because if it was, you would have called them back immediately. That's what I would have thought. So the last person that came after me, he kept calling me and said, Alexander, did you listen to the testimonies? And I said, no. He said, you mean you got to go listen to them? I said, okay. But he kept calling me every other day saying, did you listen? I said, no. And as I began to listen, I said, I don't believe all this. I was hearing stuff I've never heard in my life. I was hearing stuff that scared me. Stuff such as people getting shots in their eyes with a needle. I've never heard that until I got involved and listened to some testimonies. You know, people couldn't walk and people in wheelchairs and just all kind of different health challenges. And I was like, man, these people are not telling the truth. These people are not being honest because I didn't believe. But I said, you know what? There has to be some truth to some of this. Everybody can't be lying. So let me do my own research and find out what I can find. And I did. And I said, okay, let me order the technology. And within a 2-week period, I had 22 people in the company. So what I want to do is to share with you some information, tell you what happened to me. I got the technology. I took the technology. I suffered with vertigo for the past 12 to 15 years. I've tried every juice, drink, shake, tea, coffee, patch, everything to get rid of vertigo. Vertigo is where you're always constantly dizzy. And I couldn't get rid of it. But when I got involved in more Mito, my lady said, baby, how's your vertigo? After about 2.5 weeks of me being on the technology. And I didn't realize that it was gone until she asked me, how's your vertigo? And I said, baby, it's gone. Period. I said, man, this stuff worked. It got rid of the floaters in my eyes. So just that alone caught my attention. So what I'm going to do is share with you some information, and I want you to get rid of all distractions. And this is the reason why. You cannot stay focused on what's going on this Zoom if you've got the radio, the TV, the dog, or whatever. So I ask you to do this. Get rid of all distractions. They say our mind is like a parachute and it's not going to work unless you open it up. You can't do that if you've got all these distractions going on. So do me a favor, stay focused on the information. I'm going to cover a lot of information in a very short period of time. And I want you to do whatever you have to do. If you've got to go home and think about it or sleep on it or pray on it or whatever it is that you have to do that, and I respect that. But spend your time here wisely, because why? Once you spend the time, you can't take it back. So stay focused on the information, okay? So let me ask you this question. This is a very serious question. I want you to think about this. If you had to choose between $1 million or perfect health for you and your family, which one would you pick? Think about that. If you had to choose between $1 million or perfect health for you and your family, which one would you pick? You know, there's people right now that are worth millions of dollars and they have health challenges. They have whatever challenge they got it, okay? And I guarantee you they'll give back every dime, nickel, and quarter to get perfect health. Why? Because your health is your wealth. Folks, if you don't have your health, you will never acquire the wealth because you're not in good health. You're not going to feel like going out there and doing something. So that's very, very important. When I got started with the company, I met Roger Hill, and it just struck me the way that he approaches things. He has a unique intellect, and the best way that I can describe it from what I heard from Dale, he has the ability to find the corners in a circle. He's got an analytical approach to everything he does, and that intellect served him well in his career at NASA. Roger spent years at NASA, and Roger used to have regular meetings with people you and I read about in the history book. Just an incredible career. And how do you top a career like that? Well, you get recruited by the Pentagon. He spent years at the Pentagon. He really gained a reputation for creating a unique and one-of-a-kind pay plan, a pay plan that rewards the people. See, it seems like those other companies that I've been involved in had the type of compensation that had breakage for the company and not for the people. They have requalification where you had to qualify each month just to continue to get the check that you rightfully earn. Roger understood that the people are the company. If you reward the people, you will have a successful company. He was also responsible for putting 40,000 people in one company. He took all of that experience, that knowledge, and brought it here to Morimido, planted his flag here, and he is our CEO, and he runs this company, and we are so blessed to have him with us. And to give you more information on this company and this incredible technology, I turn this call over to Roger Hill.
Let me introduce you to us, particularly if you're new. By now you may know that we are a nutraceutical company and that we're noted for making some profoundly effective products for people and their pets. And it's because of some very special technology that our scientist, Dr. Bevan Elliott, created. You know, he's actually pioneering a new way to make all of us healthier. And it's based on what I think is a really simple concept. What he wants to do is, first of all, increase the amount of energy that your cells can produce. How common sense is that? Doesn't everything take energy? If I go in your house right now and start turning down that current, wouldn't your light start to dim at some point? Wouldn't your appliances start to malfunction and subsequently fail? Of course they would. Well, you know, that's the way it is when you go through life, because you start out with a lot of mitochondria. You tend to lose them to the extent that by the time you get to be 80 or 90, you may only have 5 or 10% left. Now, what goes with it as that goes? Loss of function, you know? From all those things you ran into that diminished your mitochondria, diseases you encountered along the way, lifestyle choices you might have made, medications you might have been prescribed. Among them, there are some serial killers of mitochondria, things you ran into in the environment. Dr. Elliott wants to reverse that trend. He wants to grow back your mitochondria to give your body an opportunity to get back that function that you've lost. He likes to use natural substances to do so, but he had to solve a significant problem with them called deliverability. They can have a difficult time being as effective as they could be. As good as we thought they've been, there's a level above that if you could actually get them to be delivered into your cells properly. Dr. Elliott created this technology. It's called XDS, that stands for Exponential Delivery System. It's in all of our products, and it is the reason that things get into your cells and even deeper into your mitochondria and create all these amazing stories that you hear on every single one of our calls. He created a product line for us. It's called UltraMito, and it's going to tell you about that.
Thank you, Roger, so much for your time and your expertise and being on this Zoom. We really appreciate that, sir. Your mitochondria are components in your cells that produce energy. They're commonly called the powerhouse. When you get 75, 80 years old, you're lucky if you have 5 or 10% of your mitochondria left. You know, in that demonstration, Roger Hill says, if I turn down the energy in your home, what happens? Your house runs on 120 watts. If it's only at 54, the microwave is not going to work. The lights are going to be dim. So the things in your house is not going to work like they're supposed to, because why? Because of the energy. You literally cannot be your healthiest unless your mitochondria are at their best. And what tears down your mitochondria? You know, Roger talked about all the different things that does, but guess what? Stress, negativity, worried about the job, worried about how you're going to keep gas in the car or pay the bills. Those things can tear down your mitochondria. So what do we have? We have a technology. It's our 3rd generation, and guess what? This technology helps to rebuild your mitochondria and restore that in your body. And just kind of just give you an idea what it does. You know, they were talking about that when they opened up King Tut's tomb, that there was black seed in there. This has 44 ingredients, and you can go to the website to look at all the different ingredients that's in this product here. And it's very simple to use. It's very easy. All you do is take the recommended dosage, just 4 milliliters a day. And what do? You don't just put it in your mouth and swallow it. You put it underneath your tongue and you hold it so it can get into your bloodstream. And then you swish it around like it's mouthwash, and then you let it settle back underneath your tongue. And you swish it around like it's mouthwash, let it settle back underneath your tongue, and you swish it around like it's mouthwash, let it settle back underneath your tongue for as long as you can. Then you swallow. You do 2 milliliters in the morning and 2 in the evening. That's a total of 4. When you get it, there's a little dropper in there. The top line on the dropper says 1 ml. So remember, you got to do 2 of those in the morning and 2 in the evening. But what we've learned is that when you mix the restore and the rejuvenate, it has an incredible effect. So this is going to help work from the inside out. If somebody's got a knee pain, bone on bone, back pain, head pain, well, this is going to help work from the inside out. Well, what's going to help to work from the outside in? Rejuvenate. Rejuvenate 2.0. Help you with your skin, help you in your hair, burns, scrape, scratch. This will be your go-to product for anything that you see on this screen. I'm telling you, when I learned about how you could brush your teeth to help with your gums and gingivitis and bad breath, you can use it as deodorant. Because there's a lot of stuff in deodorant that's not good for us. And we put that stuff on every single day. Well, guess what? You can use this. I had a guy tell me, he says, Alexander, this product is so awesome. I put it anywhere I have skin. I said, man, that's all over, right? So I wish I could get it in a gallon. And I was hearing people talk about how it would get rid of pain instantly. And I don't really have any pain, thank the good Lord, knock on wood. And I said, yeah, right. Well, I experienced it because I was helping my son move, and we had a U-Haul truck, and I ended up hitting my knee on the back of the U-Haul truck, helping him move. And I hit it pretty bad, and every time I would bend that knee, it swelled up, and it would hurt really bad. But I had some of the Rejuvenate. I said, let me put this on my knee. And I put it on my knee, and I was amazed at within less than 5 minutes, the pain was gone. I said, man, that stuff worked just like they said on the call. Okay, there's times when I wake up throughout the night, if I sleep too long on my right-hand side, my hip gets to aching and bothering me. And you guys know if you got some pain somewhere, it will wake you up. You don't want to be awakened, but guess what? If you have some pain somewhere, it's going to wake you up. And I would put the stuff on, and the first time it happened, I put it on, and I said, no, that didn't work like that. That didn't go away. It only went away because I was walking from the bedroom to the bathroom. But folks, the pain went away. I want to show you this person here, put it in his hair grew back. Look at the before and the after on his hair. This lady right here, look at her skin. It's good for the skin. As well as if you have any aches in your hand, if you have pain in your feet, this will go down deep, penetrate the skin, the muscles, get into the joints, get into the cells to help. Now, don't just put it on once. You got to continue to feed it, put it on. I want you to understand is that some people have challenges that they've had for 20, 30 years, and they expect this to get rid of it in a week. You cannot expect this technology to fix something that you've had for 20, 30 years in a week. Okay? Maybe it will, maybe it won't. I don't know. But your body's going to do what it needs to do to fix itself. This is called bundle number 7. If you buy 3, get 1 free. So we also have another product called the Brain and Body. They had this product 3 years ago, and it was a big horse pill, and people complained about the pills being so big. So Dr. Devin came and reformulated and put it in a capsule. So anyone that you know that have challenges in the mental capacity. But I know somebody that will leave the living room, go to the kitchen, and get in the kitchen and forgot why he walked in the kitchen. I was like, man, you need some of this, right? But, I'm like, man, I don't want to be like that. But what we have been hearing is that people have been taking this, and it's been causing the synapses in the brains to fire. I had a lady that I was talking to, and I called her right, and she said, Alexander, I told you I'm not good with products. I'm not going to get involved in any products. And I said, I know, but that's not why I'm calling you. She said, well, I told you I'm not going to go get nobody. I'm not going to go recruit nobody. I said, I know, but that's not why I'm calling you. She said, okay, why are you calling me? And I said, the reason why I'm calling you is because I know that you need to have back surgery. I said, I know that your mother don't even know your name, and that hurts your heart. Only thing I want you to do is get on a call and just listen. You ain't got to go tell nobody. You don't have to, you don't have to go market the product. I just want you to become a customer and see if this technology will help you. And she did. She got involved in the business, purchased the product, and put in 12 people. The same person that told me, I'm not going to do nothing. Some people have pets, and this right here is something that I found that says pet owners in the U.S. has jumped significantly over for the past 3 decades. In 2024, of 66% of U.S. households, 86.9 million people have pets. 86.9. So if you have a pet that's kind of slow, don't greet you at the door, don't run and jump on you, kind of sluggish. Folks, we have a product called Pet Life, the Pet 2.0, to help with the pets. Now, this is the thing. Pets can't have citrus. So this Pet Life is the same as the Restore without the citrus. I've also learned that people can put this in their eye, because if you put the Restore in your eye, it's going to burn really bad. I'm going to hear you all the way in California, because it's going to burn that bad. But you can use the Pet Life. It'll still sting a little bit, but it won't burn as bad because it won't have the citrus in there to cause it to burn. So you can definitely use the Pet Life. 4 lines of products. We have the Restore 3.0, the Rejuvenate 2.0, we have the Pet Life, and the Renew. There's other things, and I will tell you, folks, so you definitely want to make sure that you're on the corporate update call on Saturday. And I always tell people this: it is not mandatory for you to be on these calls. No, it's not. But is it mandatory for your success? Yes. Mandatory for you to learn how to use the product, because there are people that's coming to us and telling us, I never knew that you could brush your teeth with the Rejuvenate until I heard it on the call. And guess what I've been doing? Brushing my teeth with it. I never knew about using it as deodorant, heard it on the call. And the testimonies that we hear is awesome. And I tell people, tell your testimonies, because you never know when your testimony might be a blessing to somebody else. You just don't know. So don't be afraid to tell your testimony. So I tell people this: make a decision to make a decision. How much does it cost to join this company? It's free. We don't have a monthly requirement on an auto ship. A person does not have to be on an auto ship every single month to be qualified to earn commissions. No. And there's a lot of great companies out here. Okay, I've been a part of some of them. Okay, they're still in existence. And when companies ask you to join, Roger said something to me that made sense. I never thought about this. He said, why does a company make you join them if you want to join? I never thought about that, because all the companies I've been in, I had to pay a sign-up fee or application fee or website fee or whatever outside of what it costs for the product. He also says this: why does a company make you get on a monthly auto ship to get your check if you rightfully earned your check? Man, that makes sense. I never thought about that. I want to ask you guys a very simple question, a very important question, as I set up this next video that I want to share with you guys. The question that I have for you guys is this. Let me go back over here. Hang on real quick. As soon as I bring this back up. Okay, why isn't it working? Oh, there we go. You got to push the right button sometimes. Okay, let me pause this. Okay, I want to ask you guys this question, and I want you guys to think about this. How important is your legs? Okay. How important is your legs? But why am I asking that? Because I don't know about you guys, but my legs are very important. Everything that the good Lord has blessed me with is important, and I want to keep it. Or at least try to. I don't want to lose it. Okay? I've never heard of phantom pain until I got involved in this company. One of the first persons that I talked to, who I was trying to share the information before I had the technology, and I was telling about the testimonies that I was hearing on the call. And he asked me, he said, Alexander, do you think it's able to help me with the pain that's in my leg? And I said, well, I don't know. I said, my only recommendation is to order the technology and use it and come back and give us a report. He said, well, let me kind of finish telling you the story. I said, okay. He says, I have pain in my left leg. I said, okay. He says, but I don't have a left leg. And I said, wait a minute, let me ask you a question. I said, are you telling me that you have pain in a leg that you don't have? And he said, yes. And that's when I learned that it's called phantom pain, that amputees have pain in the limb that they've lost. Such as this gentleman here had pain in his leg, but he didn't have a leg. Okay, it was cut off from the knee down, but he was having pain. And I said, sir, I don't know. I said, and I really didn't know, because that was basically my first time really hearing about phantom pain. But I said, what I recommend that you do is go ahead and order the technology and come back and you tell me. The other thing that he told me was about his wife. He said, well, let me tell you what's going on with my wife. He says, my wife's been having seizures all of her life. He said, the doctor asked me, or asked him, have you ever seen your wife's brain? And he said, no. And they said, well, sir, we want to just let you know that there's nothing that we can do for her. She will continue to have seizures the rest of her life, and if we increase the medication, it will increase the side effects. And he said, do you think that's going to help her? And I said, sir, I don't know. I said, order the technology, because we can't tell a person that this is going to get rid of this or fix this. We can't do that. We can tell them that it's going to increase the mitochondria in their body, and their body is going to repair what it needs to be repaired when you give it the right stuff that it needs. He ordered the technology. 3 months later, he called me and he was so excited. He said, oh my God, Alex, I got to tell you. And he started telling me. But before he ordered it, I talked to his wife, and she was talking like she was drunk and couldn't finish a sentence. She was, slurring in her speech. You had to really listen to her to really understand what she was trying to say. 3 months later, she gets on the phone and she said, hi, Alexander. And I said, hi, how you doing? She said, I'm doing good. She said, I got up this morning and cooked my husband breakfast. She was so excited that she was able to get up and cook her husband breakfast. Just that alone was exciting to her. Just that alone. And she really didn't like the way the technology tastes. And so I put the gentleman on the phone with Roger Hill, and Roger says, get it in her food. If she won't put it in her mouth and hold it and swish it around and hold it and swallow, he said, put it in her food. So he started putting it in her smoothies, putting it in her oatmeal, putting it in her food, and she was, eating it. So, but it changed their situation. But it was 3 months later. Maybe it took that long period of time because he was mixing it with the food. But the point is you have to get the technology in a person's body. It's not going to work unless you do. So, ladies and gentlemen, while I'm saying that, grab the technology, put it on eyebrows, eyelids, under your eye, temple, forehead, on your knee, on your elbow, anywhere you having pain or discomfort. I want you to put the technology on, okay? And while you're doing that, I'm going to go ahead and get this other video set up. Let me go ahead and switch the screens over here. And I want you guys, okay, let me go ahead and resume this. Now, I want you guys to listen to this guy's story. And the reason why I was asking you about your legs, because this gentleman was going to lose his leg. And I want you to hear his story, okay? Because, people's testimonies are the best teachers for us. So let me go ahead and get this going for you guys.
Somebody calling me from Israel in 20 years because she read a testimony that I wrote on Facebook and said, I believe I have something to help you. Well, I needed help. If you're looking at that picture close, I needed help because when I went in the hospital in November, my leg felt like somebody was sitting under me with a torch going up and down my leg. I was screaming so loud, like a little kid. I mean, I didn't have no clues whatsoever. Didn't care about who heard me because this was not an ordinary thing. You could not touch my skin. And every time they tried to, oh, we're sorry, but we got to wrap it. And I said, well, you got to do something, but you don't have to put me to sleep or something. Well, they didn't. They wrapped it. I was hollering. I got it taken care of as far as what it looks like, what they call taken care of. It gave me something. It's let the pain cease a little bit in my leg. So I wasn't walking around hollering. I could move when I got out. But I said, Lord, I had an older friend when I was a child that I saw him when he came to live with my aunt and my mom. He only had one leg. But then I saw him when they amputated his other leg. And I said, I'm not going to be like Mr. Smiley, Lord. You're not going to take, they're not going to take my legs, and you're not going to let them take my legs. I'm not going to let them take I'm just decreeing and declaring. Because your word said, decree a thing out of your mouth and it'll be. So I started speaking healing over myself. But then the answer came to this phone call. And I got the Mormito. And on this past Wednesday, I got my first Mormito. I put on the first application after I left the doctor's office. I told him, I said, you're not wrapping my leg again. That little spot you still hold, you can put a little patch over there, but no wrapping. So I came home, put it on, and the next morning, to see the difference in 18 hours roughly, what my leg looked like from 18 hours of applying the Mormito on my skin. I said, Lord, I know, because I've been telling you and speaking to you, I said my legs going to look normal, and I'm just believing. This is one application after what you saw in the first picture. This is 18 hours later. But even before that happened, I had two big spots on my belly that were dark. And they weren't as dark as, they were roughly about almost as dark as that picture there. But I put on the Mormito on my stomach, the Rejuvenate, and before my eyes, and I'm telling you, in less than 7 minutes, my skin tone is almost absolutely even. There looks like a little shadow of what was there. But I called to tell my wife, but she had walked across the parking lot to my son's apartment, and his wife came over here to study for her finals where she's getting ready to graduate college. I said, look at this. And she said, oh my God, because they knew how dark it was. It's a complete change on my stomach. You see a complete change in 18 hours on my leg. I know that God is healing. I know that He is a restorer, because everybody's not going to say yes. I'm not going to sit here and argue with you about it. I'm trying to encourage you because it is the truth. I'm telling you the truth. You got evidence. I'm sending you pictures to show you the evidence of something in an 18-hour change. And he's telling me, oh, well, good luck. I know you're trying to start a business. The foolishness, you see change in the evidence that I'm sending you. But like you say, you got to move on to the next one. I want people to be blessed and healed. I don't even think people sometimes understand what God is doing in this hour. When you got so many people from so many places decreeing and declaring the healing power and the touch of God on their life. Yes, Mormito is good, but it is the Lord who's healing us, because He has created our body to be able to heal. Now we have something in our bodies, every cell, mitochondria in it. So when you put something in to ignite and restore it, and it rejuvenates and it vitalizes your body, and your body heals itself as God intended, all you want to do is tell people, look, I want you to see what's happening to me. I want you to see the change. This is the power of God's deliverance. And if people ignore it, I feel bad for them, because healing is available. God has given it to us and made it so. It's an honor and glory to God for what is being done. So I want to thank for allowing me to share and seeing the power of God's deliverance working through Mormito. There's nothing like it on the market any place. I don't care what anybody says. They can have, you can look on the internet and they can have something about Mormito, but they're not having something with the XDS, that's exponential delivery system, to go into the Mormito cell and regenerate and be able to do what we see. Thank you for allowing me to share. God bless you all, and keep the faith and keep moving with Mormito.
You know, what's really important is this. This man was getting ready to get his leg amputated. And we talk about the cost of the technology being expensive, and I understand that. So I'm not saying what I'm not saying what I'm going to say to put anybody down in any kind of way. I'm not doing that. But I want you to understand the magnitude. This man was going to get his leg amputated. Okay? And if he had to spend 150, 160, 175 with shipping or whatever, tax, shipping, every 2 days, do you think he would have done it to save his leg? I would have. Absolutely. Because what's really important is your health. That is the most important thing. Yeah, you could have all the gold, the silver, the diamonds, the fur coats, the cryptocurrency, the dinars that people have been waiting for this revaluation for 30 years or 20 years or whatever. Okay? You can have all of that, but if you don't have your health, you can't enjoy it. So the most important thing is your health, because your health is your wealth. As you hear me say in the presentation, if you don't have your health, you'll never acquire the wealth, because you're not going to feel like getting up and doing anything. And so it's important to have that. So what I want to do is, before I continue, I'm going to play a video that I want you guys to look at. Let me bring that up for you. I got to change the screen back over here. Hang on. We got to move some stuff around. Got these advertisements popping up and stuff. So let me stop the Zoom and switch the screens over here.
So guys, if you're ready to create your free customer website, Stephanie Alford is personally inviting you. Now remember, if somebody else invited you, you get back with the person that invited you.
All of you that are on this Zoom, because I tell you,
but you can go
every
to
week you guys show up.
www.moremito.com/S-Alfred, MOREMITO.com/SALFORD.
So everybody, hey, let me go ahead and get this other video set up for you guys. This was the one I was going to play last week, but I didn't play because we had these incredible testimonies last week.
We did.
And I try to keep the call.
You missed last week. You want to go back, go to the Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie. Go under the playlist for Health and Wealth Show with Stephanie on YouTube. Go to the playlist for Thursday Zoom calls. And you can catch it there 24/7.
Osteoarthritis is the most common form of arthritis and affects millions of individuals. It is classified as mild, moderate to severe. It affects many parts of the body, including the knee. The knee joint is made up of the femur, tibia, patella, along with the synovial membrane, which contains synovial fluid. Synovial fluid acts as a lubricant in the knee joint. The end of the femur is covered in articular cartilage, which moves against the articular cartilage of the tibia. In a healthy knee, the articular cartilage is smooth, without fissuring, and the bone is smooth. The synovial fluid is viscous, aiding in lubrication. The knee can move through its range of motion without pain. Over time, osteoarthritis affects the bone, cartilage, and synovial fluid of the knee. With mild knee osteoarthritis, you will begin to have discomfort in the knee joint. Though the joint space appears normal, the cartilage matrix has begun to break down from a combination of wear and tear and increased production of degrading enzymes. In addition, bone spurs, known as osteophytes, may begin to develop on the edge of the joint. These small, smooth, dense growths of bone are part of the body's natural response to the loss of cartilage. Progression of the disease may be slowed at this stage by increased exercise and weight loss. With moderate knee OA, changes in the joint are much more evident. The cartilage surface between the bones has begun to erode, narrowing the gap between the femur and the tibia. Hyaluronic acid, which helps synovial fluid lubricate the joint, is now becoming less viscous, elastic, and concentrated. Osteoarthritis often affects the subchondral bone, located just underneath the cartilage. Subchondral bone provides hydration and oxygen to the cartilage. As subchondral bone flattens and tries to repair itself, cytokines and proteins are released into the synovial fluid. Osteophytes may increase in number and size, making the bone rougher. All these factors combine to make joint pain more severe and long-lasting, both with movement and at rest. Weight loss and exercise, pain relievers, HA, or steroid injections are commonly prescribed treatments. With severe OA, conditions worsen dramatically. The joint space has become far narrower, causing more rapid and severe destruction of the cartilage. The knee becomes inflamed and sore. Synovial fluid is decreased, increasing friction and pain during movement. Within the synovial membrane, destructive proteins are produced which further degrade cartilage and soft tissue around the knee. Osteophytes continue to develop. Bone moves against bone, not cartilage. Mobility, activities of daily living, and quality of life are severely impacted. Treatment for severe OA is typically surgery by receiving a partial or total knee replacement. If you are suffering from knee osteoarthritis, speak to your physician to discuss treatment options.
You know, I had a client, one of my insurance clients, because when we do the application, we got to put all, their stuff that's going on with their body on the application. And I had an insurance client who had to get a complete knee replacement. And I kind of asked, people what happened or how did that happen? And the reason why, because I try to gather information so I know not to do that. Well, he was a truck driver for many years. And because he was a truck driver driving the 18-wheelers, he would be constantly switching and changing the gears and pressing the clutch and pressing the brake and pressing the gas, and it wore out his knee. And he had to get a knee replacement. I think he had to get a hip replacement too. But then at the same time, when they did it, they also knew that one leg was longer than the other, and they adjusted that. But, and I thought, man, just driving, just being a truck driver, constantly switching gears and downshifting and pressing the gas and braking, it wore out his knee, wore out his joints and stuff. So, little things like that. And they talked about the weight and, eating properly and getting exercise. So just things like that can be very challenging as far as, being able to wear and tear on our bodies as we get older. So what I want to do at this time, I was thinking, you know what? I want to guys, before I get into showing you the back office and showing you some of the stuff and the tools, I'm going to go ahead and have the call open up. For those that have questions, comments, or want to give a testimony, please raise your hand. Let me check and see if my co-host here. Nope, she's not here. So ladies and gentlemen, please raise your hand, unmute your microphone. And I want you guys to, if you got a testimony, if you have a question, a comment, definitely want you to come up to the front, and so we can go ahead and address any questions you might have. So go ahead and raise your hand and unmute your microphone, please. And I'm going to go ahead and get the other site set up for the back office while we wait for that. Let me check and see what I do. If we have any, can you guys unmute? Because I don't know if it's locked or not. I think you guys can. Can somebody unmute and tell me
Yes,
if you
we
guys
can
unmute?
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. I can hear you guys. I say Zoom user, you have your hand raised. Go right ahead.
Are you talking to me?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I've never heard anyone say, but when you take the Restore Faithfully and you have a bowel movement, it's odorless.
Okay, is this Brenda?
Yes.
Oh, hey, Brenda. I was like, I recognize that voice, folks. Brenda is one of my life insurance clients. We go back. We go way back.
Way back.
Yeah, and she's been in the company longer than me.
And I'm also the one that didn't follow up.
Well, I wasn't gonna say that, but yeah, she did. She was one of the ones. I had probably 5, 6 people that came after me with this company, and yes, I think she sent me a text or told me she was gonna send me a text, and like I said,
yes, but I didn't follow up.
Yeah, you sent me a text, right? and like I said, I went to the website, looked at it, go, what is this, and just left, right? But she didn't follow up. And then when the other gentleman kept calling me, following up with me, then we learned that the follow up is very, very important. Absolutely.
Very important. Very important. But anyway, I just wanted to share that when you have bowel movements, it's odorless.
Well, you know what? When I had my first bowel movement, when I got the technology, my son said, "Dad, did somebody crawl up in you and die?" Because it smelled really bad. But I knew what was happening. I knew it was detoxing my system. But now, and again, maybe after you've been on it for a while, that's true. But I know when I first got on it and I went to the men's department, it was smelling pretty bad.
Not mine.
Well, because you've been on it for a while.
Yeah, but even
remember,
in the
each person's body is different.
I don't usually use the bathroom away from home, but I can if I need to because it's odorless.
Well, you know what I think, and again I could be wrong, but I think women breaks down their body and eat better than men. Men we'll drink nail soup, and we'll eat something that fall on the ground. We'll pick it up and eat it. Blow it off and eat it, right? So it could be because of that. I don't really know.
Okay, well, I just thought I would share that because I've never heard anyone share that information before.
Thank
but
you.
It's I can go anywhere, and if I have to go, I can go and not worry about anybody running out of the bathroom.
Well, you keep going. You go, girl. As they would say. Awesome.
Right.
Thank you so much, Britt. I appreciate you being on here.
You're very welcome. I enjoy your call.
Guys, as y'all see, we keep it real on here. We have health on 100, hype on 0.
No, I'm not going to. Let me see. Let me look and see. There was someone who had their hand. Oh, who's got a microphone unmuted.
We are adults and we keep
I'm
it
just going to
real.
spell your last name, okay? AGYEPONG.
Yeah, that's me.
What? Yeah, go. How do you pronounce your last name?
Ejipong.
Okay. I didn't want to say it and say it wrong, so please forgive me, but go right ahead, sir.
Okay, well, I have, how can I say this? Like, I have heart failure, and I received heart failure at 2002. So, like, all my organs are, like, slowed down, including my brain. It's a little foggy, too.
Okay.
And I was like, I need something to, like, improve my, body functions. Like, to cleanse it. Because my liver, my kidneys are all, like when I do labs and stuff at the doctors, they be like, your liver levels are high, your kidneys are high, you need to do such and such. And I do it, but at the same time, it doesn't get better. The pain subsides, can barely walk many blocks or anything, get tired quick, sleep long. Sometimes can't sleep. It's up and down.
So let me ask you a question, if you don't mind. Are you currently on the technology?
No, not right now. I'm about to get the shipment soon.
Okay. The reason why I was asking the question is I'm hearing you, and I appreciate you raising your, coming to the front and sharing. Because what I want you to do is I want you to get an Excel spreadsheet or an Excel program, or maybe write it down. What I'd like you to do is write down the things that you're having challenges with, because the best person that knows that is you. Okay. I want you to write the things down. Now let me ask you a question. How tall are you?
About 6'3".
Okay, and how much do you weigh?
About 240, 250. About 250.
Okay. And how old are you?
40, probably 46.
Okay.
August 17.
40, okay. So what I want you to do when you get the technology, have you already placed the order already?
Yes.
Okay. I want you to get the which one did you order?
The very first one.
Okay. That's our okay.
Renew brain and body.
When you get that, I want you
Renew
to
brain and body
mix.
bundle number 1.
I want you to take half of the Rejuvenate, and I want you to put it in a cup, and I want you to add 2 milliliters or 1.5 milliliters of the Restore and mix it in there. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Restore is going to work from the inside out. The Rejuvenate is going to work from the outside in. I want you to hit it from both areas, both areas. Some people think the Restore replaced the Rejuvenate or the Rejuvenate replaced the Restore. No, they both work together.
Yes.
Okay, and I want you to, because you're 6'3", you're 240 pounds. You've got the height, you've got the weight. So what I want you to do, instead of doing 2 milliliters in the morning, because the recommended dosage is 4 mLs, which is 4 milliliters. What I want you to do, you know what? You can start off with 2, because then I want you to gradually, based on how you feel, I want you to gradually increase it to 3 in the morning and 3 in the evening. Okay, gradually. But I want you, because you're probably on some medication as well. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Did you get an email from me or from the company?
I think I got an email from the company.
Okay. I want you to contact the person who got you into the company. They probably have my contact information. I would like to get you on the phone with Roger Hill. I want you to, talk with him and kind of just, you guys kind of have a conversation, because I want him to share with you what he would recommend for you to do.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
When did you order your technology?
Yesterday.
Okay, you just got it. Okay, excellent. So I'm looking forward. So don't forget, write everything down that you're having a challenge with. Okay, no matter what it is, write it down, because I want you to start keeping a diary of that. And then as you begin to take the technology, I want you to write down the improvements that you notice, the changes that you notice, if you don't mind. Okay.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to to talking with you and hope and getting things better for you, and getting things going in the right direction for you as well.
Okay.
You mentioned about your heart. Do you have a pacemaker?
No.
Have they recommend you? Is your heart beating at what rate as far as the?
I haven't done it in a while, but
Okay.
when I was like real ill at one point, it was at 20%.
20%. Okay. When is the last time you've had that done?
Some years now, but I know it's gotten a lot better.
Okay.
But I still have complications. Like I need the medication to basically be adequate.
Okay.
Yeah.
I would like, if you could, maybe
He needs to build his mitochondria up
as soon as possible,
for his body to be accurate.
get that test done again, so you can see what your heart is, what is it, the power that it's beating at. Because I would like to know if it's at 30%, and then all of a sudden you're on the technology and it gets to 45%, then hey, we know it's a technology, because why? Because you haven't done anything different except,
take the
get on
technology.
the technology.
Yeah, take mito.
Right. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank you, sir, for getting on and listening, and I really appreciate you sharing that with us as well. Okay. And keep us informed. I mean, come back and jump on and give us an update. Give us a report.
Okay, I will.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, sir. Let's go ahead and go to Melvin. Go right ahead. Okay, Melvin, you there? You can unmute.
Can you hear me okay now?
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Thanks again. Appreciate all that you do. Love the videos and stuff that you're showing.
Absolutely.
I'm hoping this one thing I want to mention still stays here. But
Kind of low today.
when the lady was talking about that the smell was the bowel movement smell wasn't there. Well, that same thing happened to me also. No smell at all, just amazing. But I also agree with what you said, because the women's makeup is different. But I know I've said this before, but I'm sure there's different people on. Go and listen to the testimonies, folks. You got to. Even if you're not challenged with certain ones that you're hearing about, use it as preventive measures. I have been replacing so many different things. So many things. Don't be concerned about what anyone says. Our job is just to tell them where to find information, get them on the Zooms. We did our part. Why? They have to come back to you. People are coming back to me a month later, a year later, 2 years later, someone called me. Don't worry about what they say, but also make sure you at least ask them, is it okay if I keep you updated? Just keep dripping on them, because here's the thing, even if they don't want to do it for themselves, they're going to have another friend, loved one, whatever, that's going to complain about maybe a side effect or something, and they're going to say, hey, I know someone. Then, if they're thinking about the business part, they're going to contact you and say, hey, listen, you said it's free to join, right? So they're going to join because they got a customer. So don't worry about trying to convince anyone. Our job is just to get the word out. Just get it out. And they're going to have fun because we're helping a lot of people too. And take out time for yourself. Some of us are real passionate about that, and it's good, but you need time for yourself too. Thanks so much, Alexander. Back to you.
Thank you, sir. And you're absolutely correct. We need time for ourselves because what's really important, you know, I mean, I go to the grocery store today, right? Folks, write this down. I'm going to teach you something right now. Never go to the grocery store to get groceries when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Okay? Never do that. I went to the grocery store and spent $165 on groceries. And I was supposed to just be getting some basic stuff, right? But just the getting grocery can stress you out. The cost of gas can stress you out. Okay? You've got to, I mean, there's nothing that we can do about it. The only solution that I realize, because I can't control inflation, I can't control the price of gas, the only solution is to make more money or to get more value for your money on what you're spending. Okay? And so everything in life stresses us out. You know, as far as getting in arguments with your mate, getting upset with your child, getting in an argument with your teacher, your boss, or getting in that traffic every single day. I live in California, and there's traffic every single day, and I see why these people have strokes and heart attacks and upset and frustrated, because they're in that traffic every single day, Monday through Friday. And I'm like, man, I thank the good Lord that I work from home, because I would be crazy in that traffic. It seems like no matter where I go, everybody is headed in that direction for some reason. Okay? So, yeah, just everyday life can absolutely stress you out. Let's go ahead and go to Johnny Cruz. Go ahead, sir. You got your hand raised.
Get into my mind, yes. Hey, Alexander, one little correction I'm gonna ask. When you're talking about the watts.
Oh yeah, I know.
You say 120 volts, not watts.
You know what? Just send me that message. I appreciate it.
All right.
Go ahead, sir.
Yes. I'm so happy that you showed that video about the knee, about the cartilage and everything like that. Okay. Well, my left knee was
I'm sorry. I think I accidentally muted you. Go right ahead. Sorry about that. I'm asking you to unmute. Oh, wait. You're muted.
There you go.
There you go. Go ahead.
Okay. Unmute. Yes. I was saying I appreciate that video that you sent with the knee. My family messed up. And over the years, I used to have trouble even walking up and down the stairs. I just had to walk sideways going down the stairs. But after I, received the technology in January of 24, I started putting that down, and then that pain, that knee cartilage and everything, I had no problem with it anymore. I could run, jump with the best of them. I'm 57 years old. I had no issues. I bent down. I could dance, do anything. I had no problem. But like 3 years ago, 4 years ago, I had the biggest issue with that knee, and I could not do any of that. And I was introduced to Momito back in January 2024. And after listening to all the testimonies of how this technology was helping the body heal itself from everything from pain, illnesses, etc., I myself was dealing with a lot of pain from head to toe. But my main concern was that pain that I had on my chest, that near fatal car accident on my way to a team festival, stick to there. And after I received my technology, 3 days later, the very first thing I done was took a dose of Restore, placed that under my tongue and held it there. Then I took a ride down 95 on the way to it, just going driving, and the sky was so bright, but my vision got even brighter, and I was like, how is that possible for the sky to get brighter? Hardly any sky, clouds in the skies, and then that energy and focus, something I never had all at once. Now, wow, I can't wait till I get home to use the Rejuvenate because I had to go to work the next day. And I was dreading doing that because a lot of the pain that I have endured over the years came because of the job. So when I got home, I got ready for bed, took a shower, then I rubbed myself down with the Rejuvenate. And ladies and gentlemen, the pain that I had on my chest that came from that near fatal car accident, I done remedies, over the counter, pharmaceutical, everything. That pain would not go away. But the very next day, all the pain that I had went away. And I was like, wow, I was so amazed. I jumped up, started checking myself, and I was like, I cannot believe this. And I almost forgot about the pain that was in my chest, that my main concern. And I was like, wow, I'm telling you guys, this technology is so amazing, and I've been running with it. And just like the gentleman on the video had said, that he's going out there telling everybody, I've been doing this since. Everyone I encounter, I try to talk to them about this technology to let them know there's something better than that medication, pharmaceutical. This is all natural, and I'm telling you, this is such a beautiful thing. I take this every day. I never leave home without it. Back to you, Alexander.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. I do see the accident of the picture of the vehicle, and I mean that was a serious accident, and that you had. So thank the good Lord that you was able to get through that, and this technology was able to help you get through that. So that's absolutely awesome. Let me go ahead and go to our next person.
That's our CEO, Mr. Roger Hill. That's our scientist that creates the technology, Dr. Bevan Elliott.
With the company for about 3-4 years now. I don't know which number, and in fact, I have products now. I take them every day. I just want to say, wish Ed Gion, I think his name was, wish him luck with the heart situation, and say happy early birthday to him, because mine is the day before his. So I was kind of inspired when I heard that. So I said, let me reach out to the brother and let him know I wish him well as well. And to Brenda, thank God you can't stink up the bathroom no more. That's it.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yes, I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes I gotta leave. Okay, but dang, is that me? Right. So awesome. Anything else you want to comment on?
We have fun here.
No, that was good. My products do me good.
Is it not awesome to be with a company where you can just have a lot of fun?
I just decided to get on tonight, and reach out because Stephanie sent me this information, I think maybe 2-3 weeks ago or something like that. And so tonight, let me go ahead and get on and see what it is. I didn't know what it was going to be about the whole now, so I said, let me jump in and put my ear in and see what it's about. So thank you for that.
So this is your first time being on one of my Zooms?
Yes, it is.
Okay, well, thank you, sir. Thank you for coming and listening and having an open mind as well. So I definitely appreciate that.
Okay, thank you as well.
Thank you, sir. Let me go ahead and go to Gene. You got your hand raised? Gene, can you hear me? You can unmute your microphone.
Oh, you talking to me, Alexander?
Nope.
Okay.
Because yours is 123, John. No, but since I was since you know what, let me go ahead and go to Grace, and then I'll come over to you, John. Go ahead, Grace.
Hi, my Moonlight family. How you guys doing tonight?
Awesome.
I just wanted to come on and just share, about the lady when she was sharing about her, the cleanliness of the smell of her, when she went to the bathroom. Not only is it, guys, cleaning, in our area of when we poop, how about my thinking is not stinking? My thoughts. Listen, when Roger talks about the XDS and how it helped you with your making decisions, that emotional part right there. So I'm gonna tell you what I did, Alexander. One day I went into the Wawa and I said, okay, XDS, do your thing. Help me make some good decisions. No, because you already know, I'm driving a lot and I used to love to eat potato chips. I know I got a couple witnesses, right? And so I walked in and I walked past some potato chips. And it helped me make a better decision. I grabbed the pineapple, I grabbed some apples. It really helped me. And I said, okay, I said, come on, and I wanted to share that, because we hear people talk about, oh, this helps this person, mix it with your DNA. It does different things. It really does. I have so many testimonies since 2021, okay? But I'm just fast forwarding all the way to 2026 real quick. My thoughts are not stinking anymore. I'm thinking better. I'm thinking more clearer. It's just really been amazing. It's really, when I say amazing, I am just, I'm so excited I've been excited about Moonlight, but now I'm super excited about my team and teaching them, how to think and have different behaviors, how to send out the app and how to send out the flyer and the follow-up and all these things that we're doing to help our team to grow. So I'm super excited about just the thinking, the way that we have been thinking, because you are what you become what you think about, and you attract what you're feeling. So we're doing those exercises that when I call. So I just wanted to share that and encourage everybody that you already won. We win at winning with More Might, because it's just amazing. Back to you, Alexander. Love you guys.
Thank you. And you're right. I always tell people all the time that you got stinking thinking, and you're right. That's being negative. That's thinking negative. Sometimes we let people get around us and talk to us and keep telling us about their bad day, their bad week, their bad relationship, husband, brother, sister, whatever. And if you listen to that stuff long enough, eventually it'll bring you down. You could be in a good, positive mood, but if you talk to somebody who's just negative and got stinking thinking, if you listen to it long enough, you'll be negative, stinking thinking as well. So you want to be very careful about that. I always tell people that if you don't want somebody in your house, don't open the door. I'm not talking about the house as far as your surrounding and what you live in. I'm talking about your aura, your environment, your atmosphere. That's what I'm talking about when I say your house. You are in control of who comes through that front door, who you talk to, who you share with, who you conversate with, who you call and listen to. It affects how you think. It affects how you feel. So guess what? Don't have that stinking thinking around you, because it's not healthy. Okay? Let me go ahead and go to Jane. You got your mic unmuted. Go right ahead. Excuse me.
How are you, Alexandra?
Good. How you doing?
Beautiful.
Excellent.
My question to you: it is true your company is the only company that does doing the mitochondria. Is that true?
We're the only company that has the
I'm just a
XDS
representative,
technology.
just like everybody on this call, on the Zoom. And I just decided to, start doing Zooms to help educate the people, okay? As far as I know, you got to understand that this technology, it takes 2 months to make a bottle of Restore. If you're on the Zoom, now are you on the Zoom right now? Are you able to see what I'm showing right now?
Definitely.
Okay. If you look at the ingredients, there's 44 ingredients in this bottle. It takes 2 months to make it. I heard how Dr. Devin mix it. I mean, it's not like something you can take and just pour in a bottle, shake it up, and go, here you go, here it is. No. Stuff has to be properly blended at the right temperature, at the right time. I don't know how he figured that out. I'm not that smart. Okay. But yes, as far as I know, are we the only company that does mitochondria? No, there's other companies that says, hey, this stuff will help to fix your mitochondria. But guess what? It doesn't have the potency that we have. It doesn't have all the 44 ingredients.
Technology, that's right.
And honestly, I really don't even know, because guess what? I believe in this. I don't need to go look for something else. And ladies and gentlemen, this is me. This is my opinion. Okay? I'm just telling you my thoughts. Whether you agree with it or whether you like it or not, that's your choice. I don't need to go investigate. I don't need to go look. I don't need to go, because I'm not a scientist. If I go to a health food store and it says mitochondria, and I go, ooh, let me try this. I don't know the potency of it. I don't know what's all in it. I know one thing, it doesn't have 44 ingredients. I know it probably didn't take 2 months to make it. So when you believe in what you're doing, nobody can change what you think or how you feel when you believe. So I'm not going to say, as far as I know, yes. But am I willing to say 100% sure? I'm pretty sure there's others. If you go online and look up mitochondria, I'm pretty sure you'll find a whole bunch of stuff. But guess what? What about the potency? Does it have all this stuff in it that we have? This has worked for me, and I'm pleased with what I have here. So hopefully, did that answer your question, sir?
Alexandra, let me tell you something. For me to meet people, I meet people daily, 24/7. But the only question they ask when I finish talking, they say, "It is too good to be true. It is too good to be true." It is too good to be true. At the same time, they're calling me. I give them the sample. They go crazy. It looks like God when they see it. And sometimes you have to ask questions. You know what I mean? You must ask questions, because I have a bunch of people on this line right now who sick that when they ask me for the question, I cannot answer them. I have to tell them that they have to go in the light for them to know what's going on. Certain things that I don't know, I don't want to know. If you go to the Zoom meeting, you will know better than me.
And you know what? You're right. I absolutely understand what you're saying, because when I first heard about this technology, I didn't believe the testimonies. I didn't. When I was hearing people say about it did this and it did that, I was like, man, these people are not being honest. I don't believe that. So again, I had to do my own research for me to come up with a decision to go, okay, let me really look at this. Let me get on the calls. Let me listen. Let me pay attention. So my recommendation with people that you're talking about, yes, get them on the corporate update calls so they can listen. Get them plugged into the audios that we have. Send them certain audios, and I'm going to show you in the back office how you can find certain things that you want to look for in the audios in your back office, okay? And I don't try to sell people anything. I don't. Because when you're trying to sell somebody something, you're trying to make them buy something that they don't want or they don't even need. That's not what I do.
Me either.
When I go to Best Buy, which is my favorite store, when I go to Best Buy, I don't need a salesperson to sell me. I'm there for a reason. I just need him or her to explain to me the benefits of that computer, of that laptop, of that tablet, or whatever it is that I'm looking at. Explain to me the difference between this one and this one. I'm going to make my decision based on the information. And it's the same thing here. Oh, you're not trying to sell nobody nothing. Absolutely not. Only thing that you want to do is give them the information to help them make a decision based on the information that you give them. And you don't have all the answers. I don't either, and I'm not going to act like I do. That's why the gentleman, what did I tell him? I said, sir, give me a call. Let me get you on the phone with Roger Hill. Because I don't want to come across as if I know everything, because I don't. None of us do. But guess what? I know where you can go get more information to help you make a decision. That's where I'm going to send and direct you to. Did that answer your question?
That's my question, yes. But before I go, I have to let you know that I have two people that I admire. It's Mr. Reggie and Mrs. Ray, Jay. Because without those two people, I don't know what to tell you. They're great to me, and I really enjoy talking to them. They help me with this business. I think I'm going along with this.
Okay, well, awesome. Well, thank you. I thank them too. Hang on, please. I got some background noise. Hang on. Let me mute this person. Okay. So thank you, sir, for getting it, and your guests. Thank you, guests, for being here and for listening. And we appreciate you. I appreciate all of you that are on here, because you could be somewhere else, but guess what? You're here, and I appreciate that. Let me go ahead and go to John. You got your microphone. You got your hand raised. Go right ahead.
Good evening, Mito family and visitors. A lot of very nice things said tonight, a lot of educational things. And Lady Grace, God bless you, because you're such a sweet young lady. And the lady that was talking about the poop, I totally understand what you're talking about, because I've taken pictures, because the proof is in the pudding, if you know what I'm saying. And Alexander, thank you for having an open table and for doing the commitment that you've been doing for the last year, about 2 years now that I've been listening to you, going through what you go through. But I just have to say that this is the best thing on the planet. Like Sir Dale says, there's no other stuff. Anything else that you put with this, it makes it better. It has helped my spirituality. It has helped my patience. It has helped me, and I've seen what it has done for other people. My first business partner, her name was Teresa Scott. May she rest in peace. The lady wrote a book, The Brain and Body. It's no joke. It is no joke, because it stopped me from doing some things, like you were saying, Grace, that I would have done. One of the circumstances, because, everybody's not the same. I tell my team, you may not like the person, but you can learn from a person. You can learn from anybody. You all be blessed and have fun out there. This here is the last couple of weeks, and Labor Day is coming up. People need what we have. They just don't know it. Don't get stressed, because we're too blessed to be stressed. And for each and every one of y'all, may the good Lord take a liking to you, and may people understand what we all are trying to do. Be blessed and take care from New York City Cheney Angels. Ciao, y'all. Good night.
Awesome, man. I always enjoy your testimony. Also, always enjoy you getting on, listening, and just really appreciate you. You show up, and I always tell people, when you show up, you grow up, and you're growing. And I thank you so much. Let me go ahead and go to Brother Rufus. You got your mic unmuted. Go right ahead.
Hey, Alexander, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, great. Hey, everyone, Brother Rufus from Atlanta. I want to just first reach out to them Leo brothers. My birthday is Tuesday, so, I did want to get that out there to Jay and the other person. What I do want to share is that I was introduced 2 years ago to More Mito. And it's by a covenant brother and a neighbor, Mr. Williams. He told me to jump on a Zoom call, and I heard all these different testimonies being shared. And I tell you guys that I gravitated to one that fit me, because this guy was getting shots in his eyes, and I was getting shots too. So I knew everything he was going to say with the procedure of having that needle to pierce your eyeball. I never seen the needle. I didn't want to see it, because I don't think I would let them do their job had I seen the length or the thickness of the needle. But just fast forward, 2 years ago, I was pre-diabetic. I was dealing with diabetes for over 28 years. I was diagnosed back in 1998. My A1C was sitting on 15. I was heading to a diabetic coma. I was barely, I couldn't walk when my wife rushed me to the hospital. And when I went to sleep, it felt like 10 hours. And when she tried to wake me, she said, I didn't wake up. And not only that, it was only 30 minutes. But them 30 minutes felt like I was asleep for 10 hours. So fast forward to this technology. 2 years ago, I was pre-diabetic. My A1C was 6.3. And most of you guys know my testimony. And over the years, it went down, it went down, it went down, it went down. So it finally got up under 5.7. It was at 5.6 the whole first year of 2024. Now, tonight, let me tell you where it's at now. It's at 4.6. I'm at a 4.6. Anything under 5.7. When I was at 5.6, I wasn't a diabetic, but my doctor still tried to keep me on insulin. They thought I was still taking insulin, and I let them think that too. But I was taking more Mito, I was eating well, and eating right like I'm supposed to, but I'm down to 4.6. I lost over 40 pounds of weight 2 years ago, and it's still off, So with this technology, I shared this with my nurse because she see my numbers. And she say, she say, you're not a diabetic, so why they got me trying to give you this stuff? She told me that she had a sister that just was diagnosed with diabetes that lived in Nigeria. And she got the product. Her sister bought 2 bundles of the product, and it just blindsided me because, one thing about me, I'm not a quitter. And I realized that, by me not being a quitter, my mouth is always going to be open. Now, I'm still challenged. Right. I'm still challenged with my vision because I have 2 detached retinas that I have had surgery on and then like that. So that's some serious that I got to deal with. But my mouth, ain't nothing wrong with my mouth. And when my mouth is open, my business is open. And that's something that I want to share with everybody. And you just never know where it's going to come from, that you can help some people. I feel great knowing that here's another person I never met, never been to Nigeria, never been out the country. But here's a person that I know for a fact that this technology can do the same for her. There's no respect to a person, so it worked for me. In due time, it'll work for her. It'll get her numbers to come down. And that's a wonderful thing to know, that I'd be able to share that, across the globe. So with that being said, Alexander, I turn the call back over. Thank you so much for letting me share tonight.
Man, thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you for coming and being a part of the company and sharing, because that's awesome. I like when you said there's nothing wrong with your mouth. Okay, you said your mouth is open, your business is open, and that is so true. Absolutely so true. And we go out every single day and see people that has a cane, that's humped over, walking slow, kind of rubbing their leg, their knee, or whatever. Absolutely, we see it every single day, and we have something. So what I want to do is I want to go ahead and show you guys. Let me go ahead and resume the Zoom. Okay, that's kind of difficult to say. Let me go ahead and resume the Zoom. When you log in your back office, I'm going to show you where you can go, because you got to have certain tools to be able to build your business. I mean, we understand that.
And
so I'm going to show you where you can go
some information
to actually get
that will cause us to get kicked off of some of the social media
you're going to
sites
go
that
to the
we're on.
left-hand side, and you're going to put your cursor
cover some
where
of the
it says
information
My
up.
Info. You're going to come down to where it says Business Cards, and you're going to left click. When you click on that, this is where you can have a business card printed. What I'd like for you guys to do is, when you guys go here, is I want you to have this selected right here. Let me change this real quick. Hang on. Let me get rid of that one and get a different one. Hang on. Hang on, everyone, please. Somebody's got some background noise. Okay, thank you for muting yourself out. I appreciate it. Okay. So what you're going to want to do is go in your back office, and I want you to click on this one right here. It says My Homepage. Then I want you to take your cell phone and I want you to scan the QR code. Okay? When you scan the QR code, it's going to take, I want you guys to see where is it going to take you to. Why? Because you have to know, when you send somebody something, you're going to have to know where is it taking them to. Because you might have to give them instructions.
That's
okay?
right.
So I want you to go to your back office, bring up the business card, scan the QR code, and make sure you have it set to where it says My Homepage. Once you've done that, I want you to go and change it and then put in My Flyer. And when you put that in as far as My Flyer, come back and go ahead and scan the QR code again, because you're going to want to see where it's going to take you to when it says My Flyer. Okay? You can have these cards printed, or if you want to, just download them and then go to Home Depot. I'm sorry, not Home Depot, Office Max, or your favorite stationery place, and have them print some of them up on some cardstock paper for you. Okay? If you've got a computer, that's a good computer, or a good printer, you can print these up on your own. But I think it's very important to have it look, professional. Maybe go to a print place and have it print it for you. Okay. Let me also show you guys this. Also, let me go over here. Hang on real quick. I'm going to go back to my site here. And when I go back there, upper right-hand corner, you see where it says Share More Mito Info. When you come down and you click on Share Audio Video, you click on that. And it's going to take you to these audios right here. But let's say, for example, that you want to look for something. You can actually type in here to do a search. Let's say somebody's talking about high blood pressure. You can actually type in here high blood pressure and click on the word on far right-hand side, search. And it'll bring up audios about high blood pressure. You can actually send that to somebody. So let me see if I can do it real quick. Hang on, let me close this out. Clear this out real quick. Clear, okay. Let's see, I think I gotta go to this one. Hang on. Gotta make sure I get to the right area. Because I did it the other day and it came right up. And I said, wait a minute, where did I go to do that at? Hang on. Okay, come on, let's see. Making sure I'm in the right area. Audio follow. Oh, you know what? Let's see if it's more information. Hang on, let me click on this one. Okay. Well, what I did was I did a search and it came up, and I want to show you what was sent. I was able to send this message. So see if you guys can see this. I was able to send this message to myself. And then when you go and you click on this link right here, I did this from the back office. When you click on this link, watch what happens when I click on it. It's going to bring up this information here. And this is the audio right here. A lady was asking me to send her the one about the gentleman who had 7 strokes and 6 heart attacks. And I was able to go in there and type that in and do a search, and I found it, and I was able to send it to her by email. So when she clicks on it, it'll automatically play that audio. So you can actually send the audio to people. You just click right here, it'll start to play for you.
Bill, how many strokes and how many heart attacks had you had?
I've had 7 strokes and 6 heart attacks.
Okay.
Well, the first stroke I had,
that was an audio that I played last Thursday. and a lady asked me if I could send that to her. I went to the back office, did a search for it, found it, and I emailed it to her. But if you notice, all she had to do when you email it to somebody, all you have to do is click right here to play, or for her to play the audio right here. Okay? Then they can click here to get your information, right? And then they can also click learn more. I mean, this is definitely a tool that you want to learn how to use in your back office, okay? But it directs them to come back to you. I think this is pretty neat to understand how to send somebody and understand how do you go back here and type in. So let me see if I can do it right here. Try to see. I'm going to type in 7 strokes, copy. Okay, I'm going to go back here, clear this out. Share custom flyer, we don't want that one. I'm going to go here and I'm going to go right here and type it in here.
What? Tell me. No.
Hang on.
Somebody's
talking to me. So, hang on, folks.
Right here.
Okay. Be sure to keep your lines muted, please, because I was hearing some background noise. Okay. Search. Okay, so I typed in 7 stroke 6 heart attacks. This is where the audio's at, right here. It was able to come up by just typing that message in right here.
He
Okay.
typed it in here.
Then all you have to do
And the
is
message
click
comes
on
in.
this right here, put a check there, and then when you do that, it's going to give you the opportunity at the bottom to share that information. Okay? So if you look towards the bottom down here, right down here, okay, you can share it.
Right down
And
here.
then all you have to do is put in the person's email address. Now, I haven't tried it with the text, so I haven't done that yet. So I could try that later on. But then you can actually email this audio to whoever needs to hear it. You know, high blood pressure, bone on bone, neuropathy, or whatever. So you want to come here and do a search to understand how to find these audios that you can send to somebody. Because a lot of times people say, well, do you have anything on this? Or do you have anything on that? This is where you can go and find that information. Any questions on that so far? Let me check the chat. If you have a question on what I just shared with you, please let me know.
That was great what he just shared.
If not, no problem. Okay.
Alexander?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, as far as the texting, I've been doing a lot of texting. It works great and quick.
Oh, good. Okay. Thank you.
Doing it from your app.
Awesome. So
Mhm.
you guys could text. So what I want you guys to do is to get back to like Melvin. He went back there and tried it and texted to himself and texted to the neighbor or whoever he sent it to, right? So I want you guys to do that as well. So you can get familiar with how to use the tool that is back here. The more you use it, the more you understand it. The more you use it, the more you like it.
I'm pretty
Okay?
sure he texted
So
from the
definitely
actual
do that,
app.
okay?
You use the same
Let me
functions
see if
in
there's
the
anything else I want to share.
Mormito app.
Of course,
But
you know
he's
that
showing
you
you
do
from
have
the
the
back
audios
office.
and the videos with Mr. Hill as well. Let me clear this out. Okay. And of course, you can come here and listen to these audios here. Okay. Even when you go to the home page and you come here to share the flyer, you can also come here. You can also review it. This is what we showed on the Zoom this week.
Yeah,
Definitely
that's what you
come
want to do the
back
first
here
time
and
before you
guys
try to
can
send
listen
anything
to
out.
these audios
Go
back
there,
here. I
review it, make sure
recommend
all
it
your
to do
information
that.
is correct.
I
But if you
sat here
just
one
created your free
evening and
customer
listened to every
website,
single
then
one of
it's
these
all
audios.
should be out
Okay,
correct.
to understand them and to be able to teach it. Okay, so you guys, we've got some tools. We definitely got things that can help you in your business, but it means nothing if you don't what?
If you don't use it,
Take advantage of it.
you'll be very
As
successful
well
if you
as,
use
don't
the
forget
tools, the free
about
tools.
the calls that we
But if you
have.
don't use them,
Let me bring up my
then
other
you're not
slide
going to be
here.
successful.
Okay, the calls that we have
Invite to any of the
Saturday.
Hey, Alexander.
Yes.
It's Nick.
calls
Can
or
I
the
share something
Zooms
too?
Sure.
and the
Go ahead,
live
Nick.
events.
Yeah. So guys, there is a lot more enhancements to the mobile app and the website. So if you notice when Alexander went to when he went to the audios, videos, and docs section, you notice that that's one new enhancement that we, if you go into people, Alexander, if you
Yeah, right here.
People.
yeah, go into people.
Okay, on the far left-hand side.
Yeah, just click on
Okay.
that one. Yeah, related.
Okay.
Yeah, people
There you
that are
go.
related. All right. Well, with the new enhancement, I don't think yours is already updated yet, but with the new enhancement, now he has all of those audio files. All of them are numbered, and they are also have a checkbox next to them, so you can select them as well.
Okay.
And then you'll be able to go into. It's going to ask you to put in the name of the person you want to send it to. It's going to ask you how do you want to send it. Right now we have it where you can send it to, like Melvin said,
There's
to
a check.
text message. You can send it to email, and you can
There's
send it
the
to
box you can check.
Yeah. So see how you selected one of the audio files.
Yeah.
There's a checkbox. Yep. So
yeah.
So that's a new enhancement that we just launched out. Just released, and you can also select WhatsApp and email and text message right now, and there's even more to come. So Roger has a lot more enhancements that he's planning for the mobile app. So so just keep your eye out, so you'll be able to see what other enhancements he's made with the app coming soon. All right.
Awesome.
He's
awesome.
always
Man,
making things better and better and better for us.
No, man, awesome.
Steady
So what he
improving.
was talking about, ladies and gentlemen, is that he's talking about these numbers right here. So what I did was I put a check in this box, the first one here. I put a check in the box here. And when I put the check in the box, and Nick, I really appreciate you bringing that to our attention. You come down here to the bottom left, and I'm going to click on where it says share. And I'm going to click, let me get my little cursor thing here. I'm going to click on that. And when you click on that, you can see here that you can have the opportunity to put the person's name in, okay, and share the method. I'm going to click the down arrow, and it shows here WhatsApp, like he was talking about WhatsApp. Let me see if I can make it bigger so you guys can see it. Hang on. That's really, really important. I really like what he's saying. Let me see if I can make it bigger. Hang on. Okay. Let me try it again. Okay. So you can put the person's name in there, right here. Then you can go and select, let me get my cursor. It says select shared method right here. Okay. When you click the down arrow, you got these choices: WhatsApp, text, email, Facebook, LinkedIn. Okay. So if you put in, let's just say email, then of course you got to put the person's email in, or like Melvin said, if you put a person's text. Okay. So that's pretty neat. So go back there. You're not going to break anything. Get familiar with how to do it. Send this, send these audios to people so they can look at it, because people do need information to understand it. And this is where you can go and get the testimonies that you want to share with them. Did you want to have any more comment on that, Nick?
Yes, sir. Also, Alexander, click on generate.
Let me go. Generate.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me clear this
Generate
out.
link.
Clear this out right here. Okay.
Generate link. It's
Click
right
on
there.
where? Right here.
Generate
okay.
link.
Yeah, generate. Yeah, generate link. The blue button.
I did. It says enter the person's.
Oh, you have to, you have just put like Bob in there. Just put Bob in there for as a sample.
Okay, so I put it.
Yeah, you can put you do. That's fine.
And then click text.
Yeah, text. And then hit generate.
Oh, there you go.
There we go. You see how it says hello, Alexander. Kevin Alexander has sent you a share.
Yes.
You guys could click into here, and as long as you guys don't interfere with this link down here, you guys could change this info. this info up here.
Okay, where
Yeah,
at?
so you can kind of
Where
customize
says
it
Hello
more.
Alexander?
Yes. Oh yeah, right
you
here.
can customize
right
that
here.
more.
You
I do
can-
that.
you
Been doing that
You can
since
change
June.
this however
Yes.
you want to send the information,
Mm-hmm.
as long as you don't interfere with the link.
With the link, okay.
That's
So he's
lovely.
talking about this information that's right in here.
Mm-hmm.
You can retype this information here. If you don't like what it's saying, you can retype that. He's talking about not to mess with.
The
Would it
link.
be this link here?
The one that
The
says
one that's in the box down here.
Oh, right here.
Right here.
Yeah,
You don't touch that link.
Right there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Don't mess with that link because it's gonna mess up the audio file that you're trying to share with the person. So
I would also recommend don't mess with this here because this is the title
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also,
and this is the link that he was
Yeah.
talking about.
yeah.
Don't
That
mess
whole
with any
general
of that.
area, don't touch it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But
Just
then
the part where
Title
just the
and the
part where
link.
it says
Leave that part
where it
alone,
has
but you
your
can
information.
Uh-huh.
you can
You
edit
could
the other
you
part.
could you could rewrite whatever you want there.
Right.
You know.
So I can say, please call me when you have time.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Period. Thank you. Thank you so much. Excellent. So you can, so what he said is, folks, you can change the message, but leave that part on the bottom alone. But you can change the message if you want to say something. Oh yeah, hey, guess what? We also have calls on Saturday and Sunday. Telephone number is right. You can put that in there, right?
Yeah, you can put that in there too as well. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's do this. Let's bring this down. Let me get rid of the squares, and then we can say corporate update call.
Mm-hmm.
On, yes, you can just type all that stuff in there. Corporate update call.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then put in the phone number.
Mm-hmm.
Or the web link. Or
Yeah.
the web. Yeah, the web link for the web call.
There you go.
Zoom meeting, yes.
And also put in, hey, don't forget about Alexander's Zoom on Thursday. You don't want to miss it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Awesome, man. Hey, Nick, thank you so much, man. I appreciate you.
I've always said you don't want to miss mine either on Tuesday night.
Yeah, you gotta.
That's right.
Hey,
With Nick and
you
Maria.
gotta get the companies. You know what? I was on your call last time on Tuesday.
I was too.
Yeah. Okay, hang on, guys. We got some background noise. Hang on, everybody. Hang on.
Yeah, we got Mr. Melvin.
Hey, Alexander,
Yes.
a couple good things I wanted to mention. I'm so glad you're going as far as you are. Thank you so much, Nick. The great thing about this, folks, is there's a lot of information in that app.
Mm-hmm.
What Roger is basically saying, and or Mormito is basically saying, we're not saying this is the only way. There's a lot of information even on the flyer.
Mm-hmm.
You could make it to your liking. And here's the great thing about it. Not only can you make it to your liking, here's what I thought of Alexander one time, and I'm doing it a lot and sharing it with my team. Just where it says the word hello, right after that, where you put, instead of putting a recipient's name, you can put, because you know when you're writing someone a letter, you're not sure what the department it's going to, whatever, and you say, to whom it may concern.
Yes.
Instead of to whom it may concern, you want to type in to who it should concern. And listen to this, folks. You want to build a team real fast? How many places do we pay bills and the company emails us, texts us, text them back?
Mm-hmm.
Text them back. Just like, remember this,
Keep it as
Alexander?
spam us.
When we would get bills inside the mail from different companies that we pay bills to, whatever, we would
That's-
put in our business cards, whatever. Folks,
That's what Alexander shared
another way to
earlier.
do it.
Yes.
Back to you, Alexander.
Yeah, I mentioned that earlier in the
did.
earlier call. I
I've
mentioned
done
that
that
same
for
exact thing
years.
that you just said. Yeah, 'cause they send us stuff. Hey, I'm gonna send it back.
That's right.
Okay, I just send a night. Okay, right. If I'm paying the bill, you getting something from me. Okay. Anyway, everyone, hey, utilize the tools in your back office. They're there for a
Yes.
reason. You're not going to break anything. Click, listen, learn. And if you click, listen, and learn, you'll be able to teach. You cannot teach somebody something that you don't know. So it's very important that you understand the tools that you have in your back office so you can begin to teach it to your team as well. Okay.
Yeah. Hey, Alexander, one more thing before you close out.
Yes, sir.
Guys, if you guys find any issue with the mobile app or the website, let us know immediately so we can let the engineers work on it. Okay. Just wanted to share that too. Just make sure if you find anything strange, let us know immediately by calling customer service. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much. Hey everyone, mark your calendars. Our next Zoom is going to be on the 20th. Hang on. I got some background noise. Hang on. I'm trying to. Okay. Let me mute the person. Okay, everybody, please keep your lines muted, please. Thank you. Okay, so our next Zoom will be next. Oh, I gotta unmute. I gotta continue to resume. Hang on. No, you got 3 monitors running. Resume. Okay. So our next Zoom is going to be next Thursday. I'm going to try to get the stuff put together because I mentioned about having a surprise for you for this week, and I didn't get the company to finish putting it together, so I'm going to work on it over the weekend. Hopefully we can get them to finish putting together, but I think you guys are going to like what I'm going to share with you on next Thursday. So be sure that you guys invite, because one of the most important things in any business that you're in is getting people to see this opportunity for what it has to offer. Okay, I don't want you guys not to be a part of it. You guys, I mean, this company has been very successful, and the reason why, because of people like us. If there was no us, there would be no them. Okay, and when I say them, I'm talking about Mormito. No matter what company you're in, you have to have traffic customers. If 7-Eleven opens their doors every morning at 5 o'clock in the morning and nobody walks in and buy a cup of coffee or a Slurpee, they'll be out of business. So you got to look at it as your business. Every single day you want to share, talk, tell, hand out, pass out, get plugged into what's going on. As you continue to do that, guess what? Your business will continue to grow. So everyone, again, thank you so much for getting on. I appreciate it. Let me check one more thing before I close out. Excellent. And I appreciate all the testimonies that we've had today. And you guys, next Thursday, definitely bring more people in so we can make things happen. Okay? Thanks.
Okay, guys, I hope that y'all enjoyed this. I don't want to play the music because they'll kick us off. I hope that y'all enjoyed the Thursday Zoom. I hope that y'all continue to come back each and every Thursday. So to create your free customer website, Stephanie Alford is personally inviting you. You can go to www.moremito.com/S-Alford. That's moremito.com/SALFORD. You're going to click join, click referring customer, complete the information. It's going to ask you to choose a username. Cannot be an email address there for your username. Then it's going to ask you for your email address. It's going to ask you to pick a password, your first name, your last name, your address, your city, state, and zip, your country. Choose that you're not a robot. Choose you have to check the box that you've read the policies and procedures and submit. Your free customer website is up just like that. See how easy it is? Then to go into your back office of your free customer website. You may be ready to order, right? You may want to go and order that Renew Brain and Body Bundle. Well, you'll go to your website. So for me, I would go to moremito.com/S-Alford, right? Then I would go to log in. So if you're on a computer, it's going to be in your top right-hand corner. If you're in on a cell phone, you're going to do menu and then drop down. Let me see if I can show you on the computer right quick. And you would click log in. It's going to ask you for your username and password it's going to ask you for your username and password that you just used to create your free customer website. Okay. So if I went, let me just go to mine and show you. Bear with me one second. It's mine right there. So I'll go to my website. Then, if you're on the computer, you can go right here where it says log in. Right here. You click log in. If you're on the computer, if you're on the phone, you're going to go to menu and then log in. Then you see it asks for your username and password. Take this off because I'm not trying to do this. Then this is where you would put your username and password. Then you click log in. You're now in your back office. Is that not awesome? Was it not really quick? Simple. So now that you're in your back office, and again, I'm showing you this on the computer, you can click buy now. And here you go. So you can click buy now, or you can go to Shop More Mito, and it'll take you to, to the same area. We just made it real easy. Okay, so then you scroll down. The first bundle that we suggest that you get is the Renew Brain and Body bundle number 1. It consists of the 1 Restore Oil, 1 Brain and Body, and one Renew Brain and Body capsules, and 1 Rejuvenate Gel. So you would put your quantity in here. If you want the discount, you would put yes, and then scroll down and continue on. It's very simple, guys. Very, very simple. Very simple. Let's see. Then you click, you can pick other things as well. Some people may, order that bundle and then may want something else, right? Or you may want to get the nutritional counseling call. I pay for that every month. This is the call that is 1 hour on Saturdays before the corporate conference call. So I pay for this every month. Okay. So then you click buy, and just so on and so forth. It's very simple. Everything is really simple when it comes to More Mito. And let me just show you also, log into my back office. If you want this link sent to you, which makes it very easy for people, just click on it and go straight to the referring customer page. They don't even have to go to join and referring customer. So if you want me to send you this link, then I'm going to give you the phone number where you can text me, or it's the same phone number for WhatsApp. So if you text your name and link to 817-320-2571. Again, text your name and link to 817-320-2571. Then I will send you this link right here, and all you have to do is click on it, and it will take you to the referring customer page. This link, if you want to jot it down, is https://moremito, moremito.com/joining, joining/s-alfred, which is my username, SALFORD /2. Watch how easy this is. Click on it. Takes you straight to the referring customer page. All right. And you know that you're in the right spot, because guess what? It shows my information. I referred you. It asks for you to pick a username. You'll put your email. You'll pick a password. First name, last name, phone number, country, state, city, address, phone number. You can put your WhatsApp information in there. It's optional. Choose that you've read the policies and procedures. You're not a robot, and register. And your website is up just like that, guys. It's just that simple. Okay. So if you want that link sent to you, again, you're going to text your name and link, which stands for More Mito Link. And we'll make sure that you get that information. So we hope that you have enjoyed this. We hope that you've gotten educated. Now, if somebody else referred you, you want to always get back with the person that referred you, okay? You may not even be linked to me. And because these episodes are for everybody, right? So that's why I constantly say, get back with the person that referred you, right? But you also hear me saying my name a lot. Stephanie Alford referred you, because a lot of people don't retain some of the information that they're hearing. And so if you decide to call a company, you want to know who referred you. Well, Stephanie Alford referred you. You need to tell them Stephanie Alford referred you. And I'm telling you my username. My username is S. Alford, right? So but it could be, now the company knows me, but there could be somebody that the company doesn't know. So you want to make sure that you have the right information. So if, if somebody contacts the company and needs assistance with creating their website, then the company has the right information to connect them to the right people, right? So again, if you need assistance, I'm here to assist anyone. It doesn't make a difference whether you connect to me or not, because our goal is to, help everybody that we can build their mitochondria up and be successful. So this is for everyone, okay? So we hope that you have enjoyed it. We hope that you have gotten information on building your mitochondria up. For those of y'all that don't know what mitochondria is the powerhouse of your cells. If you lost all your mitochondria right now, then you would just drop dead. That's how serious mitochondria is, right? You would drop dead. You could not breathe. Your heart wouldn't beat without mitochondria. So your body couldn't function without mitochondria, guys. So again, every human has mitochondria. Every pet has mitochondria. So you owe it to yourself to get your mitochondria built up so that your body can fix itself like God designed it to do. So in order for your body to fix itself, you got to have that mitochondria built up. So again, if you have questions, feel free to text me. Text me first, and we can set a time to speak that will work for you and myself. I am very busy. I have people calling me from all over, people sending me messages from all over. But out of respect, I ask that you text me first, and then we can set a time to speak so that it will, it won't mess my schedule up. So I don't mind helping people, but hey, I ask, if you respect me, I respect you. Again, guys, I hope that you have a blessed rest of your afternoon and that you take the time out to go and build your mitochondria up for yourself as well as the pets and your friends and family. So remember, share this information, forward this episode to everybody you know, because everybody has mitochondria. Every pet has mitochondria. So you don't have to worry about, oh, who do I need to send this to? Everybody has mitochondria. Every pet has mitochondria. Have a blessed one, kings and queens.